Okay, so in this problem we are practicing some order of operations, but we have a fraction involved with some multiplication. So whenever you have a fraction and there's stuff going on in the fraction like multiplication or addition or something, if you can, it's helpful to go ahead and try to simplify that fraction doing the operations in the numerator and the denominator. So I'm just going to copy down these first two things, and then I'm going to think about this fraction for a second by itself. So focusing in on the numerator, the top part of the fraction. What is negative 5 times 4? Well, it's just whatever 4 times 5 is with a negative. So 4 times 5 is 20, and so it's negative 20. And now, focusing on the denominator, the bottom part, I have 4 times 10. What is that? Well, that's just 40, right? The simple trick of adding a 0 after the 4 when you multiply by 10. Okay, so then I have negative 20 over 40. Okay, so now what do I have? I have 15 minus 4. And at this point, it's helpful to remember that if I'm doing plus a fraction that has a negative in either the numerator or the denominator, then that is the same thing as just subtracting that fraction. Okay, that negative sign comes out because it's just negative of the numerator. So what is this then? It's 15 minus 4 minus 20 over 40. And so I'm just going to do order of operations from left to right here because it's all just subtraction or addition. And so I have 15 minus 4, which is 11, minus 20 over 40. So what's a good way to deal with this? Well, a good way to deal with this is to simplify it. So 20, you may already have noticed, is half of 40, right? 20 is half of 40. And so that would mean that this fraction is 1/2. But you could also just say, well, since 40 is 20 times 2, right, I'm going to have a cancellation of the 20s and have a 1 left here and a 2 left on bottom. So that I'm doing 11 minus 1/2. And so now we can swap to fractions or decimals, whichever one is most appropriate in your setting. And you would get either 10.5 just from subtracting 1/2 away from 11, or if it's more appropriate in your setting, you could say this is 10.5, or I guess a third possibility would be the mixed fraction of doing 2 times 10 plus 1 to get 21, right? So that's 2 times 10 plus 1 to get 21 all over 2. So any of these would be appropriate solutions.